Hey folks, this is an interesting episode because I was honored to be interviewed by Jessica of The Stage, and we totally went there. And you know, the stuff we don't usually say out loud about money, longevity, and why teaching more classes isn't the answer. So, are you ready? Let's dive in. If you're a dance or fitness instructor who wants to grow your classes, boost income, and turn your passion into a real business, you're in the right place. Each week, I'll share the exact strategies, lessons, and truth smacks from building a thriving belly dance fitness brand. We'll dive into what actually fills classes and keeps students coming back so that you can build a profitable instructor career. So, lace up those sneakers and pull on those dance shoes. It's time to build the business you deserve. I'm Orit, and welcome to Dance Fit Biz Builders.
Hey everyone, welcome to the stage. I'm very excited for you to be here. So we're going to do something special today. We're going to go behind the scenes. I want you to meet Orit. She's been in the industry for decades, and she's going to share some of the behind the scenes of what it takes to go from a newbie instructor doing this for fun all the way to a full-time fitness boss where she's
Yeah.
doing this full time. This is her life, her passion, and we get to see. She'll share a little of the behind the scenes of the money making, the business side, all that jazz, so that you can do this too. So I'm gonna take it away. Orit, tell us a little bit about yourself and what you teach, where you teach, how you got started, all that jazz.
For sure. I'm the founder of Sharky, the belly dance workout. But how I got here was I was a dancer all my life. I was a professional dancer in New York City, and it was hard, I'm sure, as you know, Jessica. And I supplemented my living with fitness. So I was doing dancing and fitness. And then I realized I made more money in fitness. And I was getting rejected right and left because I am not even 5 feet tall. So anyway, so I was making money in fitness and I realized, wow, why not dance and fitness together? And this is back in the 90s. Um, and so it was a hit. I thought, I want to not be rejected. I want to look the part. And so I figured belly dance fitness. And I not only did belly dance fitness, but I also taught step, high low impact aerobics, strength training, urban rebounding, all that.
All of it, right? Once we get
Yeah,
into one format, we just start to
totally.
accumulate more. They're so exciting to have.
Yeah.
Now, how long have you been teaching for?
I've been teaching since 1995. A long time.
So looking back, what do you see now that you couldn't see in those first like 5 or 10 years when you were a beginner instructor and had all those hopes and dreams, and now, several years later, you're like, oh, I didn't see this.
Right, right. Um, yeah, great question. I thought working more was better. I thought being a great instructor was just enough. And I realized it wasn't. Yeah. I thought if I worked hard, I showed up, I cared deeply about, my students, that it would work. But I realized that working more and being a great instructor is just not sustainable. And I had to realize that I needed to make better decisions. And I had to realize that I needed to know more of the business side, right? Because I didn't understand systems. I didn't understand how to retain people, how much to price myself. Um, and I also didn't understand how much labor, physical labor, and emotional labor this industry requires, teaching requires, right? And I also didn't see, Jessica, how much the industry benefits from instructors not understanding this,
What do you mean?
not understanding the business side, not understanding their value, not understanding how to price themselves. And I feel because we're taught, oh, it's a labor of love, it's your passion, love your students, yada yada yada. Not that it forced. Over time, instructors thought, okay, it's a labor of love. I can't make this my livelihood.
You're so right. I got some heat at the beginning back when I was like starting out helping instructors make money. and helping instructors. I actually started out helping instructors grow their classes and teaching them marketing. And one of the big statements that I had was, helping one person isn't enough, because they teach you that, right? As long as your fitness instructor, as long as one person comes to class, that's enough. You're helping one person. And they kind of drill this in your head. And I've heard this from multiple formats. So it's not just like it's like the industry standard. They do kind of, I don't want to say brainwash you, but they do ingrain this in your brain that because you do something that you love, that should be the important part, right? And the making money, like it's almost even wrong to talk about it. So me going out there and saying, "Well, I'm helping one person, and it's not enough," it'd be like, "Oh, how dare you?" It's like, well, it's not enough to pay the bills. It's not enough to pay for the gas that I had to come. It's like I want to help more people. And if I helped one person, that's great. But I want to help multiple people. And then that helps me also make money and like pay the bills. Like it should be a mutual thing. So I absolutely agree with what you say. And I disagree with that whole statement. Because you're doing something that you love doesn't mean that you're not supposed to make good living out of it, right? You can do something that you love, help multiple people and make good money from it, but you have to be smart on the business side. Like you said, it's not just being a good instructor or teaching more classes. Like I was so guilty of that at the beginning.
Mhm.
So at any point did you realize, or like when was there any specific moment in your life when you realized that just more classes, like you said, more effort wasn't going to get you to that full-time income that you were looking for?
When was the moment? The moment when I that's a great, when was I'm just trying to think, Jessica, sorry. I think when I created my business, when I started my brand, because I knew it worked. That was the moment when I knew I needed to have a system, and I knew I needed to have people working for me and people getting certified by me because I can't be everywhere. That's
And
when.
how long between you became an instructor to you opened up your business and you're trying to branch out and level up from being an instructor, how long did that take you?
See, I was starting around in 1991, kind of playing with the idea of being a teacher and practicing, but 1995 is when I went pro. Honestly, it was only 3 years, 1998. That's when I had the idea for my business, and I knew I'm going to be in it for the long haul, so I got to figure something out.
Love that. I've met so many instructors that even just saying going pro, it like scares them, right? It's like, but you're already teaching 17 classes. That already makes you
Yeah,
a pro. You're a professional. This is your profession. Uh,
absolutely.
yes. So awesome. And what were you expecting with the whole, like when on the business side? As you're being a fitness instructor, you've been doing this for 3 years, you've been teaching a bunch of classes, you're moving into business owner. Did you want it to like rent a space? Like what did that look like for you?
It was for me to scale, for my brand to scale, I needed to create a certification so
Mhm.
more people can be me. Yeah. Um, that's the first thing. And the second is I mean, systems. I was already automating things back in the day when systems just started. So that's what I did.
And when you say systems, like what do you mean with systems?
I mean, starting um to teach online. When I say teach online, nothing like Zoom, but start to create videos. Start sending them out, even though it was kind of janky at the time, but a system where I don't have to keep teaching. I do it once and then they pay me and I send it to them.
Love it. That's exactly, I strongly believe in that business model as well, because it saves your body. It saves your body so much. I've met so many instructors who've been teaching for 30 years and it's great. And they've been teaching 17 formats and it's great. And they've been teaching 17 classes a week and that's great. But, head, shoulders, knees, and toes, they're like, I have that they're awful. And it's like, it's a wonderful life. And some of them have been able to go full time, although not to like big income month levels. So for instructors full time, a lot of them is like, I don't know, in that two to $5,000 range. And 5,000 being very, 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 very few instructors. I haven't met an instructor who was like at the 10,000 per month level. So like those, that's a unicorn in this fitness. Personal training, yes, but group fitness, a little bit of a unicorn. So even the full-time instructors can't seem to get to like a six-figure type income.
Mhm.
So yes, I definitely believe that duplicating yourself in a way that saves your body and that allows you to get paid at a premium level is the way, not instead of your classes, but on top of your classes, so that you can still have that in person. I mean, we love teaching classes, but you don't have
Yeah,
to teach 17 of them
of course.
to make
Absolutely.
money.
Mhm.
So what was the hardest mindset shift that you have to take around pricing to make this happen, or about getting paid for your expertise and for your certifications to make this happen?
Letting go of the idea that charging more was being selfish. I really had to understand that experience has value. Mhm. Being a clear teacher has value. Um, Being able to help people succeed has value, right? Um, yeah, that was one mindset shift when it comes to teaching. Um, and that structure, what was I going to think? Pricing and worthiness is it feeling that you're worthy to getting the price you want. It's that's how you're going to be sustainable. That's it. Point blank.
The
That's
way
it.
I like to think about it, because I talk to instructors all the time, and I want to say 98% of the instructors that I talk to are underpricing themselves. So
Yeah,
they're either
totally.
underpricing themselves with their classes, or they're underpricing themselves when they go to the gym and they accept. I would just read a post, and somewhere in the UK they're like hiring instructors for $3 a class, and it's like insane. It's just like, what? And like, well, if you've never started, like, sure, take it. Like, if you're year one of teaching and you have zero experience, okay, but even if you just have 1 year of experience, like, say no. It's just like,
Yeah.
say no to that. Or if
Yeah.
you're going into the online space or the coaching space or the building your online program space, it's like, charge $200 for something. Oh my gosh, no, right?
Yeah.
So 99% of the instructors that I talk to are underpricing themselves. And the way that I like to think about it is that it's not so much how much you're charging, it's what you're giving. And
Mhm.
it's the transformation that you're giving, and it's also the opportunity cost. If they don't spend that money with you, they're more likely going to spend way more fixing whatever they didn't fix, right? The
Yes.
diabetes, the surgery, the heart surgery, the like all of these other long term. So actually, your class or your $200 thing is actually the reasonable price because you're doing it at an early stage. But if you
Yes.
don't, it's gonna be so much harder.
And if I may interject, we see how often do we see the doctor? Not as often as a client would see their fitness instructor. So we should demand for more. We're the ones that's helping them get healthy and not go to the doctor. I mean, we deserve that. Look at what we're doing.
So, what have you learned the most about staying in this industry long term?
uh, I've learned that you have to adapt, you have to pivot to stay long term, right? You can't stay stagnant. Um, I've also learned boundaries for sure. Boundaries. Um, and knowing when to evolve your role as an instructor. You can still stay instructor, but you can evolve into a trainer. You can evolve into some type of coach. You can evolve into someone that has, you can diversify in products. Oh, so just, yeah, that's that's what I've learned about staying in the industry and staying relevant. Keep up with your CECs, keep up with what's going on in the industry, what's good, what's not, all that.
How do you know when to evolve? Like, what made you kind of like have that inkling? It's like, okay, I've been teaching for 3 years,
Mhm.
multiple formats, what, and you have that inkling for the next level. For you, what is that like? How did you know?
I like friendly competition. So I watch my competitors. So whatever they're doing and what I know that I should not surpass them, but I should kind of like be watching. Are they going online? Are they doing this type of system? I mean, they really help me. What's next? What's next to come in the industry? Does that help? I hope.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
And it's interesting because just like I talk to a lot of fitness instructors, I also talk to a lot of master trainers in the Zumba world, Zesses and ZJs, and like the ones who travel and do these things. And it's amazing because a lot of people think that because they're famous, right, they make more money. And some of them do make a little bit more money. Some of them make a lot, but it's very, very few. A lot of them still come to me asking for marketing advice
Mhm,
to market their trainings, and a
mhm,
lot of them come to me with business advice because even though they are marketing their trainings, they're not sold out. They're still have their part-times or full-time jobs as well as their pro
mhm,
job. So it's I forgot where I was going to go with this. uh, but it's the perception of what is success, right, is not really clear. Just because someone is famous or successful doesn't mean that the business side of it is healthy. And so knowing when you need to change your business model, right? Whether you need to evolve and go from a fitness instructor to a pro, for a fitness instructor, I have a lot of instructors who are going into personal training because that pays more, or
mhm,
from personal training, fitness instructors into the online space. And the online space
mhm,
is different, right? Online classes, not the same as an online program. So, like doing that. But
mhm,
oh, yeah, as you were saying with competition. So I talk to these instructors and to these pros, and they're like, I don't know how to make money. And you look at some of them, and a lot of them have online programs. Like some
mhm,
of the big names are launching their own. Some of them are in personal development, some of them are in fitness, but they're also launching their own online thing. And it's like,
mhm.
if the big name pros are launching online thing, do you think the smaller everyday instructor should be looking into that? It's like,
Exactly.
you
Right?
probably should. If they're doing it, then you probably should. So
Yeah.
I love the whole like look to your right and look to your left. And it's not about competition, but it's like, what is the
E-
industry doing? Right.
Exactly.
And where are they shifting to? Because if
Exactly.
you don't shift towards that, you're going to be left behind. Right. Social
Yes.
media was like that. Back before there was social media, right? All you had to do to grow your class was tell a friend, print some flyers, you're done.
Mhm,
But then social media came and it's like, oh my, all of a sudden, you tell your friend, you print some flyers and you don't grow your classes. And
right.
it's just like, why? Social media, right?
Yes.
And those who didn't pivot or didn't like notice that and didn't get good at that got left behind.
Of
We're
course.
seeing that with the online world, right? Everybody kind of jumped online with COVID, but then as COVID went away and gyms opened up, some people removed from that. And that's okay. If this is something that you do for fun, your hobby as a retirement, that's fine. But if
Yeah.
this is something that you want to do full time and you're neglecting the online space, I'm not talking about social media, I'm talking about online classes or online programs, right? Becoming a coach,
Mhm,
then you're going to get left behind. We're seeing that with AI, right? With
mhm,
ChatGPT and all of that. If you don't learn
mhm.
how to do that now, you're like, no, it's too complicated. That's fine. But if you don't adapt, you're going to be left behind,
Absolutely.
right?
Yeah.
Um, so
Yeah. And Jessica, if I may, because you may have older, more mature active agers in your programs or in your group. I'm 53 and I'm proud of it. And so, yeah, I still teach, but the way I pivoted more and for it to be scalable and stay sustainable and have longevity is I went from more teacher into mentor. And that's what has helped me. I save my body a little bit more, but I'd still teach. So that might be an idea for those who are want to save their bodies more.
yeah, if you're young and you're still like, have all this energy, teach more classes, get certified more formats, go into personal training, like all the physical stuff, right? Like go
Yeah.
out there, do all the things. I mean,
Mm.
I'm in my 40s, and at this point in my life, I've taught classes indoors, outdoors, on good floors, on bad floors, on the cement, pregnant, not pregnant, small classes, big. Like I've done all the things for free, for not free, like all the things. I'm okay. I don't need to teach so much. Like, I'm good. But as you develop that experience, right, with your body and making sure that you're easy and fun, easy to follow, fun to do, all of that, you're also developing all of these experience in your brain, and you get to work with people who are new at your fitness or your format, people who are pro, like your front row divas, that they need more of a challenge. You get to work with people who are the younger side, male side, seniors, men, women, children, teenagers, people with bad hips or bad shoulders. You get to work with a vast variety of people. When you start mentoring or when you start coaching them specifically on a goal to help them lose weight, to help them get strong, to help them stay fit, to like whatever the goal is that you're working with them, that's when you can bring all of that expertise into play. And it only takes your brain and your mouth.
Yeah.
Those are the only ones that, if you're doing this by
Mhm.
text, and then maybe your thoughts, and you get to say, because it's through your physical body that you taught all of these, that you gathered all of that data that now lives inside your brain. So now, if you've been teaching for like 10 years, your brain is now much more valuable than your body.
Mhm.
So, like, monetize that, right? Use that, package that knowledge
Yeah.
into mentoring, into programs, into coaching people one on one. And all of those are premium services that you can charge 10 times more than a class, right? Charging for this is going to be, well, charging for for this is much more expensive than charging for this.
Mhm.
Want to look at it that way. So if you're
Mm.
charging for a class or a workout, you're charging for what your body can do. If you're charging for mentorship, right, you're charging for what your brain can do and how you can help them move from A to B with the experience that you have. So I love the way that you said that. Love it. Now, if you could, well, let's talk a little bit more about the money making.
Mm.
um there's a lot of like differences with instructors. So in your opinion, if you wanted to make more money as a fitness instructor, not as a coach, where would you place your time? Teaching more at gyms, or like going independent and renting space? Because these two things have pros and cons.
Of
The
course.
money making side and your vast experience, I'm sure you did both.
Yes.
What's your take on both?
Well, if you want to learn the marketing and the business side, you'll make more money if you rent space and you get all the money, but you've got to do the marketing. Now, if you teach at a gym, you may not make as much money, but they can handle some of the marketing. But here's the thing, sometimes they don't do enough marketing for you. So here's the thing, when you teach at a gym, you must get their emails. You must get the students' emails because you'll never know what's going to happen to the gym. So you're going to, if the gym burns down, you have nothing. How are your people going to follow you? But first and foremost, learn the business side, rent studio space, make more money, and make sure they go to you to learn, Jessica.
Love it. So on the independent side, so let's say that, I'm a fitness instructor. Yeah, I'm teaching in a gym, love it, but I want to make more money. So okay. Or you said to go independent. I'm gonna listen to her. And you went independent. There's kind of two business models to follow, widely used business models. One is punch cards, and
Yep.
the other one is memberships. With your experience, what is your take on both?
Memberships. You want the money up front, right? And with a punch card, people just come and go. Whereas, and people are more likely to stay with a membership. They're more likely to keep coming. So membership, definitely number
Love
one.
it. I've been preaching this for years. So like,
Mhm.
yes.
Mhm. Yeah.
Now, as your fitness instructor and you're independent and you're making as much money as you can independently, you're using memberships. At what point do you figure out, like, okay, this is still not enough?
Hmm.
Like there's going to be a point where either you're teaching as many classes as you can, and or you're doing as much marketing as you can, so your classes are either as full as they can be or as full as you can allow them your skilled marketing skills to be. In your opinion, what's the next step from that?
I would say raise your prices. That's one, but make it sweet. Um, for the newbies, raise their prices, but give them a bonus. Give them a little bit more. Something that you don't have to work as hard for. Maybe it would be they get your membership, you teach live online or live in person, but they get all your replays. Something that you don't have to work so hard for. Yeah, some kind of bonus. Maybe make more money by offering a referral program for your current students so they can bring more people. Use your resources that you already have so that you don't always have to be so creative and
Love
keep
it.
thinking.
So
Yeah.
those are great ways, just like growing your classes, right? If you get five extra students, you make extra money. If you raise your prices by $5 per
Yeah.
student, you're going to make a little bit more money. So all of that is great. What would be the next step from that? Let's say somebody is already teaching independent, they have memberships, full classes, full schedule. They raise their prices, they're still not making $5,000 a month. What can they do?
Dude, they have to go and learn from you, Jessica, and learn how to take the goddamn thing online. That's what they need to do. Online is the way to scale, folks. That is it. That's how you're not going to burn out.
Yes, that's true. Now, online, there's a lot of misconceptions. Some people say online and they're like, well, I've tried Zoom classes and they didn't really work for me during COVID, or I didn't like it. When you say online, what do you mean by online?
I mean, by creating a membership, um, creating something that would be very enticing for people. First, ask your people what they want because you want more of them to be in your world, right? And then create what they want. And this way, you're going to be able to to promote yourself globally. So that's what I mean by online memberships is the way to go. Now you can do it on the cheap, lean and mean, or you can do it by getting a software, and that takes a little bit more money. But Jessica can show you how to do it just really, slim and dirty. you know, you know. There's a way to do it. There is a way to do it. Is that okay that I'm plugging you,
Yeah,
Jessica?
I'm perfectly fine with that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Was not expecting that. Yes. So online, the way I like to think about it and the way I like to explain it is you can do online classes. And online classes will allow you to kind of make the same amount of money as you're making with your in-person classes. They're
Correct.
pretty much the same. You're going to price them the same.
Correct.
There's a lot of people think that because it's online, they should be less. No, it's still
No,
your time. It's still your body. It's still your format. Like it's still
absolutely.
the same playlist. You're still delivering the same thing. So it should be
Absolutely.
priced exactly the same, whether
Yes.
they're coming to you online or in person. The same.
Agreed.
So whatever your membership is, that is your membership online or virtual. However, classes that will have that's still going to be a low paying thing, right?
Yeah.
So in the business side, you want to have a business tier of things that you offer. So for
Yes.
example, classes are going to be one tier, right? And whether they're punch card or membership, whether it's a $10 drop in or a $50 membership, they all fall within classes. Now, some instructors start to branch out and sell stuff, right? I had my friends used to sell lipstick or, the leggings that were very controversial, or like a weight loss protein shake thingy, or like whatever. I used to sell skincare. That
Mhm.
would be something completely separate, right? And depending on the price point, that's either more expensive than your classes or less expensive than your classes, but that's
Mhm.
another revenue stream. You can do that if you want to. I tried it. I don't recommend it. It's hard to sell products and you get this much out of it. The other business tier would be a program and an online
Yes.
program. And
Yes.
that would be different from online classes because online classes still fall within the category of classes.
Yes.
So let's say that you have a $50 membership, right, to your classes. If you do it online, it saves your body. You're not having to teach that, right? So yes, there's less of driving and all of that, but it's still $50.
Yes.
So it's still, if you want to make $200, $500, $1,000 per client, you need a separate thing. You
Yes.
need to sell something separately
Yes.
online so it saves your body. And that's where an online program comes in. That's where personal training, also, if you're into personal training or you're a fitness instructor and into personal training, do online
Yeah.
personal training so that you can create these programs right?
Yep.
And start getting paid premium. Now, this
Yes.
doesn't mean that you're going to have 50 people because it's going to be premium, but even if you just get, a couple of them, right? And I teach instructors how to create a 30-day program that's $200. So if you just get five of these $200 clients, you're making an extra 1,000 without
Oh,
having to teach more of the classes. Like, just whatever you're doing right now, don't change a
yeah.
thing, don't change your classes, don't raise your prices,
Right.
right? Just another revenue stream, an extra $1,000. There you go. But you have to know what to create, how to create it, what to do, like all the things, right? Just
Yeah.
like when you're branching out into a different format.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to teach more. Well, you need to learn about that format, right? Before you
Yes.
teach it. So you need to know the
Mhm.
things. So just know the things. So love it.
If I may, in my company, we have a membership for live Zoom classes. But then
Love
here's
it.
what I
Yeah.
do.
Mhm.
Because it's already recorded, I take those live classes that were recorded, I bundle them up into a bundle or a program. Yeah. And here's another thing. You're already doing live classes. So those people who say, oh, I can't do video, I can't promote. Well, there you go. You already have the video that you made. So you've just killed three birds with one stone. Promotion,
I
bundle.
love, yes, and you like using more, repurposing your stuff as well.
Yes.
Huge, huge way to monetize on
Yes.
your expertise. So love that. So if you could go back to your younger instructor self, what piece of business advice would you tell yourself?
Can I curse?
We're all adults here, so
I will. Don't effing wait for permission. Don't wait for permission and create your own goddamn opportunities. Don't wait for someone to give it to you. I had to create my opportunity. If that's it. I had to create it. And I wish I had you, Jessica, to help me because back in the day, there was no advice on business. There was no advice on bundling and doing online and creating a certificate. I had to figure it all out myself. I made expensive mistakes. So do the goddamn thing. Don't wait for permission. Create your own opportunity. If you have an idea, do it. And then get help because now in this day and age, help is everywhere.
it's
And you
so
have
easy to
Jessica.
get help.
So
People are like,
easy.
no, I want to do it on my own. Oh, the Olympics are going to come, are around the corner, right? And the World Cup is around the corner. These elite athletes have multiple coaches. Right? So
Yeah.
if elite athletes need multiple coaches to reach their peak performance, why do we think that we can reach the most money with free tips? Like, no, I'll
Yeah.
figure it out. I'll Google it. I'll YouTube it.
Mhm.
Well, no, obviously you need the fastest way to get what you want is to do it where the way that somebody already did. Follow somebody else's step. Follow somebody else's proven plan. Doesn't even matter if it's not mine. Just
Right.
find help. Follow that plan and get it freaking done. Because that's the fastest way for you to get
I
what you
know.
want. The
I know.
slowest way is for you to say, I'll figure it out. I'll YouTube it. I can do it for free. You'll never make it. You'll just never make it.
People don't understand if you're going to pay for the help, you're just going to make your money back quicker because you'll get there quicker. Hello?
Yes. I've had more. I'm a coach and I love coaches. So I try to hire a coach every single year. Every time I hire, and I hire them for different reasons. Sometimes I need a coach that's more about marketing. Sometimes I need a coach that's more about Facebook. Sometimes I need a coach that's more like Instagram. Sometimes I need a coach for like the business side and the pricing and packaging. Sometimes I need a coach for like, I remember I hired one coach for just challenges, just to learn how to do 5-day challenges. That was a $10,000 investment for a 4 month. It's insane. I learned how to make $10,000. Okay? So, like, every time I hire a coach, yes, it puts me in the red at the beginning. I've never been able to afford them. They always go on a credit card, and then I'm just like, and then the coach tells me, jump, and I jump, twirl, and I twirl. It's just whatever they tell me to do. I go out there and I get it done. And every single time, I make my money back. And at the end, I not only made my money back, so now essentially the coaching program was free, but I have skills that I didn't have before, so I can make more money. And I usually end up with an asset that I didn't have before. Now I have a program or I have a Facebook group. I opened this Facebook group because a coach told me to, by the way. I have a Facebook group. I have a new challenge that makes me money, gets me a like. I have some type of asset that I can and skills that I can use and reuse over and over and over again. Right. So, oh my gosh, like invest in personal training, invest in a coach, invest in a mentor. It's going to be the fastest way for you to get what you want.
Yes, yes.
Love it. So, last question. What does a sustainable, well paid fitness career look like for you?
What I'm doing now by diversifying, honestly, um, having a little bit of mentoring, some teaching, selling products like apparel, doing bundles and programs like you had said, doing a little this and that because then I feel satisfied. All my parts are getting satisfied. That's how I feel. That's how I'm able to be sustainable.
I love it. And I agree. I like to see it as we don't do programs instead of classes, we do with them, right? So it's part of like, it's part of our business plan. So we have programs and we have classes and we have programs because they give you different things. Right, and you give different things. So your classes, usually those make you happy, and then
Yeah.
it makes other people happy. So classes are your happy makers. Okay, everybody's happy. Most people can afford a class. Programs, programs is where you change lives fast. Program is where you go deep. Program is where you provide a transformation. And programs is how you make more of your money. It's your money maker. So classes make you happy, programs make you money, and now you get to do both.
Yeah.
You get to make money doing what you love. So as long as you're doing it the smart way, right? So
Yes.
it's not about working more, it's about working smarter. So Orit, it's been wonderful having you here. Any last words, any piece of advice that you want to give out?
Um, any piece of advice. People come for you. You know, they come for the workout, but they stay for you. That's who they're investing in. They're investing in the instructor. So price accordingly.
Love it. And price yourself so that you're still in it to help people.
Hmm.
Instructors, when you underprice yourself, yes, it makes it more reasonable for people, but even at the underpriced rate, you're still going to have people that say, yeah, it's too expensive. I can't afford it. I don't have
Of
money.
course.
I mean, you can price yourself at $1 and you'll still have people saying that. But if you
Absolutely.
price yourself too low, eventually, and I've heard this story over and over and over across multiple formats, across multiple countries, where instructors tell me they're no longer teaching because they weren't making money. They couldn't pay the rent for the studio that they were renting. The studio went out of business. They weren't making enough with at the gym, so they had to stop and like get a real job, right? Like
Hmm.
make actual money. So if you underprice yourself, don't learn these marketing skills and you don't learn these business skills and you don't diversify, you don't price yourself accordingly, you run the risk of underpricing yourself out of business. And then who
Okay.
are you helping? You're not even helping that one person and you're not helping people stay healthy or get healthy because you're not in the business. So price yourself so that you can continue business. It's a profitable activity for you so that you can continue helping more people because you can pay the rent. You have money left over to pay for your bills. You have money left over. I just went to Mexico with the girls. I would not have been able to do that if I was just teaching classes. I was able to do that because I have an online program that allows me the income and the time freedom to do that, right? So, work the business side of it. Work the business side of it. And the business
Absolutely.
side of it, none of us, did you know marketing when you started?
I didn't, I knew nothing.
Me neither. Did you price yourself accordingly when you started?
God, no.
No, me neither. I did so much stuff for free. Did
Yeah.
you know any business things before you started when you started?
Heck no.
No, and I have a business degree and I still felt like I have no idea what I'm doing. We all start not knowing what to do. We're good at teaching our classes. That's what makes a good instructors. So if you're a good instructor, you're good at teaching your classes, but you have no idea how to market your classes, you have no idea what to price yourself, you have no idea how to diversify, you're doing fine. That's how we all start.
Yeah.
Get help. Okay, just it's so easy to go get help and do one thing at a time, right? Decide I'm going to learn marketing this year. Decide I'm going to price myself accordingly this year. Decide I'm going to go online this year. Decide I'm going to diversify this year. And like already said, right? You don't need permission. Just go ahead and do it. Go freaking do it.
Mhm.
Make your own door and do that.
Yep.
Okay, so it's been wonderful. I could talk about this for days. I do. This is my full-time thing. But it's been wonderful having you here. You do have a podcast, so let us know where's your podcast, how can we reach you, where can we
Oh,
know more of you?
absolutely. Thank you so much for that. I am the host of the Dance Fit Biz Builders podcast, and you can find me on Apple, Spotify, Substack, YouTube, yeah, all the things. And if you want to learn about more what I do, you can go to sharqui.com. That's SHARQUI.com. I will be launching my new academy. It's called the Sharqui Beat and Block System. I know some of you probably in the group teach based on the song structure, like the chorus, the verse, the bridge, which is wonderful. If you're interested in learning a different way and possibly to cut your prep in half, I teach the beat and block system. So you can go find information on there.
Ooh, definitely go check that out. Money making opportunity right there. And I'll see you on the next one.